This is a special edition of The Big Story with Lloyd Jackson on News Talk 760 WJR. Tonight, Lloyd's special guest, Dr. Michael Gray of the Michigan Cosmetic Surgery Center and Skin Deep Spa. Call WJR now with your cosmetic surgery questions for Dr. Gray at 800-859-0WJR. Now, here's your host, Lloyd Jackson.
And thank you, Mark Blackwell. Good evening. Welcome to this special edition of The Big Story on News Talk 760 WJR. You know, summer coming to an end and fall just around the corner. Are you ready for that change? Are you hoping to feel and look better? Well, more youthful appearance help you in today's tough job market. We'll get the answers to these and more of your questions tonight on The Big Story as we feature Dr. Michael Gray, renowned cosmetic surgeon of the Michigan Cosmetic Surgery Center and Skin Spa. If you have a question for Dr. Gray about cosmetic surgery or non-invasive procedures, give us a call now, 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. Traffic-wise, northbound US 23 after 6 Mile, only the right lane is open due to an overturned gravel hauler in the ditch. It's very slow in the area. Please avoid it if you can. Weather-wise, it's still hot out there. Clear skies, 70 degrees for a low tonight. Tomorrow, another hot one, mostly sunny, 90 degrees for the high. Right now in Detroit, sunny and 90 degrees. Once again, Dr. Michael Gray is in studio, a renowned cosmetic surgeon of the Michigan Cosmetic Surgery Center and Skin Deep Spa. If you have a question for Dr. Gray about cosmetic surgery or non-invasive procedures, call us 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. Dr. Gray, it's been a little while. Well, good to have you back here.
It's great to be here.
How you been?
Good. I learned something new.
What did you learn?
Things never get better. I woke up one day, and I realized I now need readers. It's just great. Every decade there's something different.
So you now you have some.
I got
readers.
my $3 pair of CVS readers right here.
Okay, well,
isn't that great?
Hey, listen, whatever works. That's what I say. Okay, as we were saying in the beginning, Dr. Gray, summer is coming to an end and fall is around the corner. You're finding more people who want to, I guess, change with the seasons, so to speak.
I think really it's not that they people don't mind getting old. I don't mind getting older. I just don't want to look the part. I don't mind having a 1957 Thunderbird, but I don't want it to be rusty.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So people say to me, I don't want to look 20. And I said, I'm not turning you into 20, but you don't have to be walking around with the skin dangling off your body. You don't have to have this. You don't have to have that. But the problem that I find is that most people don't realize what the issues are. Like, for instance, we were talking just a second ago. I have a lot of women that come in to see me, and they pick a spot that they don't like. Let's say it's their legs.
Okay.
The reason why they found that spot that they don't like because they lived their life long enough to realize that that's their problem spot. Once you've labeled the spot a problem, it means you can't fix it. So they're looking at their legs. So the first thing they do is, it's the fat they don't like. The first thing they do is they go out and lift weights on their legs, which makes their muscles bigger. What are they thinking? So I say to them, why are you lifting weights? They go, because I want tone. And I go, well, what do you mean by tone? And they go, well, I want to be able to see the muscles. I go, tone means strength. You mean definition. Is that what you're trying to say to me? You can have definition if you get rid of the fat. But if the fat stays there, you're not going to be able to see the muscle. So making it bigger doesn't matter.
So how do you get rid of the fat?
Got to get rid of it.
Just got to go.
There's two ways to get rid of it. Either you can starve yourself, but the problem with that is it's going to come out of areas that aren't resistant to diet and exercise. And that means you're going to affect other parts of the body. So the first thing that women do when they have a baby after they've gained weight is they diet. You know what the second thing they do?
What's that?
They get breast implants. Because it comes out of the face and breast for some females. And that's the most common reason why people do breast implants, because they've had a baby and then they diet and exercise right after. So what we got to do is we got to remove the fat. And we have two machines to do that. We have external ultrasonic lipo, and we have MPX smart lipo. Now, the MPX will destroy the cells, so that problem solved. And the ultrasonic will take the cells out. Well, the problem solved too, because neither cell is there to store fat. We also have the Zerona, which is a brand new low-level diode laser, which causes the cells to empty, but it doesn't target a specific spot. And it's for people who want to empty the fat cells. The problem cell's still there. If they do anything wrong, they can gain the weight back.
Okay.
But let's say it's someone who doesn't want to do any procedures, or they don't have a particular spot in mind. It causes 3 to 9 inches of loss of the girth within a couple weeks. But you got to follow the rules.
800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. If you have a question for Dr. Michael Gray of the Michigan Cosmetic Surgery Center and Skin Deep Spa. Let's go to the phone lines. Debbie's calling from Howell with a question for Dr. Gray. Debbie?
Hi there. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. My question is, what is the least invasive procedure you can do for the beginning of jowls?
Well, what people need to do is not think about what I do as surgery. You're thinking of hysterectomies, gallbladders, open heart surgery. What you got to realize is I work with skin. So did you ever get a paper cut?
Yes.
You touch the cut, it hurts. If you don't touch, it's fine?
Yes.
Don't touch the cut. So what I'm doing is I'm going to remove skin. How bad is that? Don't touch the cut. You're not going to bleed to death from a cut. So these fears that people have about what I'm doing, people are not addicted to cosmetic surgery. They're not afraid of it. So what happens once you experience, you go, wow, that wasn't like anything people told me. They said, don't do surgery. Why are you doing surgery? It's not really like surgery. And people are not addicted. They're just not afraid of it. But if you don't want to do anything, we can always do what is called the liquid facelift. We can transfer volume into the grooves and depressions and try to mask what's occurring. But eventually, you will have to do something about the skin. You can either heat the skin, which can cause it to tighten, or you have to remove the skin.
Okay.
Debbie, did that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Debbie, for your call. 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. I'm sure, Dr. Gray, you have people who come in who want to look and feel younger to compete in this job market that we're in right now because, we have people who have had to go back to work or maybe lost their job. They're older. They have the experience, but they're competing with these younger people who are coming out of school and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah, it's very common. Actually, the surgery amongst older people has increased more dramatically in recent years because of this competition. We have young people coming out and looking for jobs, and we have older people may have retired. They're going back to work because they're either bored or they need the income. And it's a little bit different, the type of procedures that people do based upon age. Obviously, when you're older, you're going to have more skin, and it's going to start to dangle from your body. Skin doesn't stretch. It just constantly grows. So the older population, the longer you're around, they're going to do their eyes, just trim the upper lid skin so they look a little younger. Pluck the fat out from their lower lids because that bulge that people see, it's not because you're tired, it's fat. So we just pluck the fat out. That's a 15-minute procedure. People do anywhere from mini facelifts to their necks to just their face. Mini facelifts does the jowl, facelifts does jowl and neck, necklift just does the neck. And the older population will do something like that because they're wearing clothes, you can't see really what's going on underneath, and they want their face to shine. Younger population, they don't tend to do the face, they do the body. All right.
800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. You were talking to me earlier, Dr. Gray, about some lasers that you have, a couple of new lasers at the Michigan Cosmetic Surgery Center and Skin Deep Spa. Yeah,
I mentioned a second ago that if you wanted to try to tighten skin, you can heat it. And you can think of it like bricks in a building. You don't have to have 1-inch mortar between the bricks. You can make it 1/4 inch. So basically the brick is the cell, and when we heat it, the distances between the cells shrink. So it causes an overall shrink wrap to your body. Mm-hmm. So we have a couple of lasers, and they're all different intensities depending on what people want to do. Now basically the laser will smooth and resurface the skin, so that's like ironing. Okay, so the brand new laser that just came out to the market is called CO2 repair, and basically the carbon dioxide or CO2 is the best laser that anyone can apply to the skin. It does the most for you in rejuvenating, makes you look the most youthful, smooths the wrinkles out, tightens the skin. But that laser, the CO2, just saying CO2 is confined to the face. And it also gave you the longest recovery. Okay. So people were sort of fearful about doing the CO2. They didn't like the recovery.
Especially men, I would think.
Yeah, men, if they do something in the face, a lot of them don't want to wear makeup or a little cover-up because it'll be a little pinky red, for a while. Mm-hmm. So the CO2 repair is basically the baby CO2. And if we apply that to the face, within 5 or 6 days, the skin returns to normal and it's smooth. And the advantage of the CO2 repair is it gives you a quick recovery, but we now can leave the face. So we can do the same thing with the hands and the knees. People have wrinkly knees, the body, the neck, the chest, arms, anywhere you want to apply it, we can. And they can get a rejuvenated look.
So before this, though, could you still do the hands and knees? And how did you do that?
We did it with Fraxel, which is the next laser down. It's an erbium-based. These are crystals, an erbium-based laser. The other one was based on a gas, carbon dioxide gas. And this one made you look pinky red, but it was a series of 5. So it didn't do as much as the brand new baby CO2, the CO2 repair, but we were able. That was the first laser that actually was able to use on the body, Fraxel. So that we have that for people who really don't want any recovery. It just looks like a sunburn, but it's really not.
800-859-0WJR. If you have a question for Dr. Michael Gray, he's in studio. He is from the Michigan Cosmetic Surgery Center and Skin Deep Spa. 800-859-0957. Let's go to the phone lines. Mary's calling from Brighton. Mary, good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. Thank you for your call.
The doctor just mentioned non-evasive surgery, and he said you could lose inches if you followed the rules. And my question was, what are the rules you have to follow?
Well, you can't eat cake. You can't eat potatoes. You can't eat potato chips. Can't eat the oil. You have to eat a healthy, low-carb, low-sugar diet. Carbohydrates, which are sugars, bonded a different way, turn into fat. Your body never wastes sugar unless you're diabetic. So as soon as you eat the bread, the chips, the crackers, you're storing fat immediately.
Okay.
And it takes very little food to get a large amount of calories. And it's very difficult to burn them off. So you basically have to choose a different style of your life. You can't drink alcohol. It's very high in calories. And if you do those, you're going to sabotage what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
You're
Mary.
welcome.
So I can't have any fun anymore.
Well, I mean, fun's good in moderation, you know. It's
true.
when people go overboard, it gets a little crazy.
Absolutely. 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. Let's take a break, come back with more of your calls with Dr. Michael Gray of the Michigan Cosmetic Surgery Center and Skin Deep Spa. If you'd like more information on Dr. Gray, you can visit anewyou.com or call 248-538-3333. We need you to call in 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. We'll be taking your calls momentarily on News Talk 760 WJR.
Welcome back to this special edition of The Big Story. Tonight, Lloyd's special guest, Dr. Michael Gray of the Michigan Cosmetic Surgery Center and Skin Deep Spa. Call WJR now with your cosmetic surgery questions for Dr. Gray at 800-859-0WJR. That's 800-859-0957. Once again, here's Lloyd Jackson.
Thank you, Mark Blackwell. At 7:20, the special edition of The Big Story on News Talk 760 WJR with Dr. Michael Gray of the Michigan Cosmetic Surgery Center and Skin Deep Spa in studio, ready to take your calls at 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957.